Welcome back to Catch and Field. Graham Doty and Ian Collins, happy to have you with us as we get set for the 2017 OVC Championship game. As you see, Murray State, their yellow uniforms this afternoon. Eastern Kentucky will be in their black uniforms. But Ian, for both of these teams, what do you think the biggest key to the game will be?
Well, I think Eastern Kentucky's got to do a really good job of staying organized defensively, trying to take Murray State out of that game plan of getting forward, and on the other side for EKU, they've got to get more plays into the attack to support Jordan Foster, who was a little bit isolated the other day. For Murray State, I think it's important they score an early goal, kind of settle the nerves. They're at home, they're expected to win, but I think it's going to be a great game, Graham.
These two teams did meet once in the regular season back on October the 5th. That game ended in a 1-1 tie in double overtime. Only the second meeting between these two teams all time in the OVC tournament. They last met back in 2009 with Murray State winning that one 1-0. That was played at Morehead State. And already we have an early foul against Murray State, so Anna Hall will kick it away here for Eastern Kentucky.
A little bit of wind could be a factor. The wind's blowing pretty much straight down the field. It's in EKU's favor right now. Again, it's not at the ridiculous stage, but again, wind can definitely be a factor. So it'll be good for both teams to keep the ball on the ground and try and get through people.
It's currently 75 degrees, overcast here in Murray, Kentucky. When it is windy, how much of an impact can that have?
If the wind picks up, it can be horrible to get. If it blows straight down the field, it can be horrible to get out of your own half. You know, you can deal with rain and sleet and snow, but wind is really an equalizing factor. And again, it'll be interesting to see how both teams deal with it. And again, hopefully it'll die off, and it shouldn't be that much of a factor, but it could be. Already you can see Eastern Kentucky in a bit of a defensive shell. And quite happy to let Murray State bring the ball out of the back, and what they'll do is they'll look to trap at midfield, and as soon as that first pass goes in, they're going to look to pressure the ball. Be interesting to see if Murray can play a little bit more direct to get around that.
That was deflected off of Izzy Heckman, so Eastern Kentucky picks up the pace here, trying to play it forward to Bailey Bounds as she skips it straight to Alex Diggerwald, the junior goalkeeper for Murray State. It is pleasant. On Friday it was about 60 and really cold. Here's a good ball here for Murray State, and Anna Hall slides in to make the nice play.
Great through ball by Ashton there. Kubin would like to have that back, maybe a little bit of a heavy first touch, but again, one pass gets him in behind. Super through ball. Keeper did very well to get off the line and get a piece of that. Enterprising start there for Murray State.
First corner kick of the game for the Racers. This is Harriet Withers, the three-time conference player of the year. She will handle the majority of the corner kicks. This is a low-line drive and a header just off the mark. Pretty good look, though, for the Racers.
Yeah, again, nice start there for Murray State. Starting to come out, show intent on what they're trying to do. And again, EKU started very slow on Friday, so it'll be interesting if they can get out of the traps a little bit quicker today. Again, both teams quite happy to sit back and let the back fours or threes have the ball to begin with, then they're going to press. It can be a cagey game. I was very impressed, Graham, by the organization of all four teams that played in the semifinals. Obviously, coaches have spent a lot of time on the training ground, working with them on positioning, and certainly out of possession is very, very important.
Both teams won their semifinal games 1-0. And you talk about at the very last possible second for the Colonels. In the 108th minute, Eastern Kentucky was able to score a goal against a Tennessee Tech team, Ian, that doesn't allow that many goals. That was only the 8th goal all season that the Golden Eagles have allowed, and it was a huge goal for the Colonels.
Yeah, both goals we saw were the highest quality. Kemper's header was fantastic, the way she got across the defender and was able to redirect that. And Watford's goal for Murray State, just as impressive, turned in the box and finished. So we've got some really good players on display here, and we expect a high-level game. Certainly one thing that hasn't lacked in anything has been the commitment and desire and effort of these young ladies. It's been terrific.
Colonels will have it here in the right corner closest to us. The field should be in much better playing conditions than what we saw in the semifinals on Friday. We did have rain on Friday, did have rain yesterday. Rain is not in the picture today. Over the head of Jordan Foster. That's the player we told you to keep an eye on for the Colonels. Foster lets it roll out of play in the left corner. And here comes a kick coming up here for Murray State for the junior goalkeeper, Alex Diggerwald. Diggerwald, second team all-conference selection for the Racers. Certainly one of the better goalkeepers in the OVC, along with her counterpart for Eastern Kentucky, Anna Hall. Both from Ohio. Anna Hall is from Ross, Ohio. So Murray State has won this tournament twice. Third year in a row that they have hosted the OVC tournament. And Ian touched on it a good bit in the semifinals. This is a Racers team that their RPI is pretty good right now. Top 30, sitting at the 29 spot. Eastern Kentucky trying to claim their first ever OVC tournament championship, trying to make it to the NCAA tournament.
EKU's had to do it the hard way physically with the game last weekend. They played 108 minutes the other day. I had to travel and a little bit like that, so we'll see if that point at all is a factor during the game. Certainly in the first half I don't think so, but as the game wears on, maybe a little fatigue will sneak in. But again, it's a tribute to both coaching staffs. The players are extremely fit, strong, and you know, it'll get interesting. First goal will be, and of course in any game first goal is really important, but the first goal for Murray is crucial here, and this way they're going to bring EKU a little bit out of their defensive shell and have to press. And likewise, if EKU can get the first goal, that's going to give them something to hang on to and something to really defend.
Murray State with the double bye in the tournament. They did not have a game for 12 days, and you touched on Eastern Kentucky has had to play a lot of minutes their past couple of games, including a double overtime game in their semifinal matchup. There's Watford. Watford had the goal early in the first half Friday for the Racers to put them in front. Another long distance shot here looking for Withers, and that comes back to haunt the Racers there. Eastern Kentucky dodges a bullet.
Terrific ball from Ashton. Withers has got to do a little better there. She's in full sight of the assistant referee. She went too early. Great switch of the point of attack, but she's just got to hold her run a little bit there. And again, there's kind of no excuse for that, but a good idea.
Here's Foster. Foster working against Kane, and Kane falls down momentarily before it's cleared out by Howish. Destiny White tries to play it forward for the Racers. So Ian, both of these teams had yesterday off. As a former coach yourself, what do you do when you have a full day to prepare for a championship game?
Well, I think both teams would have gone through their recovery protocol, you know, stretching, trying to get their bodies back the best way they can, and then they would have spent the day talking about the matchups here, how they want to play tactically, probably gone through some set pieces and things like that. I know both teams are allowed, I believe, an hour on the field, so you don't have a tremendous amount of time, and the thing you have to be careful with is over preparation. You know, you do want to go over the matchups. But again, these teams have saw each other maybe a month ago, so they're kind of familiar with what's going on with each other. And you want to try and get them rest to get them mentally in a good frame of mind.
How much of an advantage is it, as Anna Hall will come up with this ball for the Colonels, for the Racers, where they're hosting this and they don't have to stay in a hotel?
I think it's huge. You get to stay in your own hotel. You're in your own home. You're in a familiar surrounding, and you're kind of in a normal rhythm that's going on. They play a lot of games in the afternoons, so they're familiar with the time frame, they're familiar with the setup. And for EKU, who's played last weekend, had to come down in a bus, travel 5 hours, get off, it disrupts your rhythm. But you know, it kind of, at this point, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. We've got a good crowd here. Both sets of fans are in the house, so you know the crowd isn't going to be a massive factor either.
This is Katie Shafer, a freshman, made the OVC newcomer team. She can really boom it as she kicks this one out of play. Hops the fence into the parking lot here.
EKU's got to be careful too. They don't turn this into a track meet. You know, Murray State's got Withers, Cuban, and Watford, who are three of the fastest players on the field, if not the three fastest. And so Eastern Kentucky cannot afford to get stretched defensively and get done that way. So again, as they go forward, they've got to be cognizant of their shape defensively, shape out of possession, and be aware of that at all times.
You touch on those three players from Murray State. Watford had a goal yesterday. She has 5 this season. OVC newcomer team. Cuban, the freshman of the year. Withers, the 3-time player of the year. There's Watford right there that falls down hard. And Shafer with a good defensive play for the Colonels.
Yeah, super tackle, really well timed. No foul, actually really well done, really well defended.
Only plays to kick it out of play in the corner. So Murray State will try to take advantage as Watford offline, and another goal kick coming up for Anna Hall.
I know the coaching staff of Murray State at times has been frustrated with the lack of finishing their chances, and so they, as they create chances and as they go on, I know they'll be looking for them to score an early goal. They've created a lot of chances that they've failed to capitalize on. They've been working really hard at that during practice.
You touch on the coaching staff for Murray State. Coach Grove said he really feels this team that he has this year for Murray State is probably the deepest and most talented team that he's had in his 4 years.
I've got some good seniors. Both teams have got terrific seniors that have been here before. Obviously, you look at Withers, you look at Devine, you look at Lissy Wright, and you look at some of the other players that Murray State's got. They've been here before. They've been through it. They're in a different culture now, which is definitely winning. She's in.
Here's Watford. Watford deflected by Hall, and Hall comes up large for the Colonels.
What a great save. Fantastic save. That's one of those chances we just talked about. She's got to finish that. Did well to run by. She just ran by the defender, but she got to finish that. But I said that's an outstanding piece of goalkeeping there. Fantastic save. It did not hit her. She saved it.
Anna Hall did have 6 saves against Murray State in the regular season. That may be the best of the bunch right there.
Fantastic, and very important early in the game. But again, you'll see what Murray State can do to you athletically.
Hegman again with a cross kicked up in the air by the Colonels.
People really focus on Withers, which you understand that, but between Cuban and Watford, they've got 2 players who've got tremendous pace too. That's a great chance. Again, fantastic. Well, really well saved. She'd had a comfortable height for the goalkeeper. Maybe slide it behind the ground would have been a better option, but you know what? Got a really good save.
Here's Devine. Devine looking for Withers, and Anna Hall again. And in the box here, Ian, how about this?
She caught her. She caught her on the back foot there. It looked like Watford was through, and they tangled feet, and I think she caught her feet, and the referee obviously felt it was deliberate.
This is Shafer. Shafer and that official having some words, and Shafer just does not like that call at all.
Again, it looked like they tangled feet. I'm not sure it was deliberate. I have to have a look at it again, but she definitely tangled feet, and she went down. Yeah, I think he caught it because she was in. She was in. It was a lovely ball in. Now this is a very, very dangerous opportunity here. Withers is going to want to hit the target and make the goal. It's in a perfect position to strike it. You've got options both sides. She's going to want to hit the target and make the goalkeeper work.
So here we go. Withers rifles one in, and Anna Hall again gets tangled up with Watford. Watford again tries to tap it, and it's behind the goal. Goodness gracious. Anna Hall's been very busy in this first half.
Anna Hall's on a game right now. Really, really good save. Well struck shot by Withers. A little bit straight at her, but the fact that Hall got up for the rebound. Watford was down on her throat there, and really well done by the goalkeeper. Again, Murray State's come out with a real intent here, but again, you've got to finish these opportunities they're creating. EKU needs to find their way into the game here. The keeper's keeping it in them, but they need to really find their way in.
Well, these are rivals, about 4.5 hours apart from each other. It was pretty chippy in the regular season game. Regular season game, there were 5 yellow cards, 3 on Murray State, 2 on Eastern Kentucky, and the Racers also had a red card. So these 2 teams really do not care much for each other.
No, and I think that's part of a healthy rivalry. What now? And the defender's got to be very careful, and she's on a yellow card. We've got another, 78 minutes to play. She's going to have to be very, very careful. So if I'm coaching now on the Murray State side, I'm going to say to people, go at her. Go at her and see if you can force her to do something that's going to get her sent off. Run at her, make her make a bad tackle, make her make a mistake. That's a long time to play as a defender.
That's a key player, too, for the Colonels, and Katie Shafer. She had a goal earlier in this tournament to put the Colonels advancing. First goal of her career. Came at a big time for EKU. And
this is the game they can't play. It's a counter attack. She's in. She's in. It's a breakaway. You're not going
Big
to catch
spot
it.
here for Withers.
Nope.
Can Withers get there? Another nice, fantastic play by Anna Hall.
That's 3 great chances, 3 good pieces of goalkeeping, but Withers has got to do better there. The last touch is way too heavy. Keeper's off a line quickly and really well done, but that's a clear break. Once Withers gets separation of a yard, you're never going to catch her. She just needs to relax and take her time to go to goal and slide it by. Again, very good goalkeeping. That's what can't happen to EKU. You cannot get caught like that. One pass does your whole back 3. It's not going to work for you. And they're playing a really high line, which, again, I think is particularly dangerous. I'd have my backs dropped off much deeper. There's no space to run in behind.
So far, the player of the game for the Colonels, it has been the goalkeeper, Anna Hall. There's a big collision around midfield as Caroline Ashton took a tumble. Goes against EKU.
Yeah, that's 3 great chances already. And again, just touched on it a minute or 2 ago, Graham. As a team, if you don't put teams away when you have chances, that sometimes come back to haunt you. You know, you've got to bury your chances. This game could be out of sight right now. And you can tell Murray State's got a definite plan of being more direct, playing players in and using their speed. It's working. EKU's going to have to adjust to that. They can't keep getting done behind like this. It's too easy.
Watford again working against Shafer. Out of play, and now Corey Kane, the junior from Noblesville, Indiana, will flip it in here for the Racers. This is Bounds, the junior from Las Vegas, working against Ashton in that corner.
Much better from EKU. Nice tidy build up, 3 or 4 passes together. End up with a corner now. The wind's blowing right down the field. This will be dangerous. If she can hang this out and let the wind do a little work, it's going to make it very difficult for the goalkeeper to judge.
First corner kick for EKU. Dangerous territory there. Watford sends it right to Julian. Deflected by Devine. Julian. Long distance shot right to Steigerwald.
Good sequence by EKU. On the corner there, Steigerwald came flying out, had no idea where the ball was, and they kept it alive well. It was a decent strike on goal. Again, this is what you can't happen. One pass plays Withers in. You've got to defend better. Got to get to transitionally do better than that.
Withers' cross is deflected. Withers has already had more opportunities in this game than she did in the semifinals.
She's been busy. But again, nice sign of life there from EKU. Good effort. And the block was terrific because that thing was on the way in when it was blocked.
Off of Lissy Wright, the senior from Murray, Kentucky. So now McKenna Sullivan, a senior from St. Francis, Minnesota, throws it in.
You can see a little bit of the wind being a factor. Ball hanging up in the air a little bit. And this is where it's dangerous.
Watford again tries to play it ahead.
It's a poor ball from Watford. Got to hit Withers or Cuban there. Can't just turn it right back over. But again, that space sitting in front of the backs there is way open right now.
There's a whistle as Lissy Wright ends up on the floor. Goes against the Colonels. Sun starting to poke through the clouds here this afternoon on Championship Sunday. First time we've seen the sun all weekend. Right, looking for Cuban, OVC Freshman of the Year. Anna Hall will have a kick here for EKU.
Yeah, well defended. Again, you can definitely tell Murray State's game plan is to put the backs under pressure, turn it into a bit of a track meet, be a little bit more direct. EKU is very well organized on small balls, but they're going to have to sort themselves out of here a little bit on this. They're going to get caught sooner or later. And again, it's a hard thing for Coach Nick Flory here because he wants to commit players forward when they have the ball, but at the same time they've got to be really careful of the counter.
That's Ashton that threw it in. All the way back to Steigerwald.
Defending without the ball and out of possession, it really tires you out. So again, EKU needs to get a grip a little bit on the ball here. That's a great ball. That's just a great ball. Oof.
Watford falls down, so Anna Hall again will kick. No, we will have a corner kick here for Murray State.
Again, too easy. One ball from the back three into space. They've got the pace to run on the end of it. Ends up in a corner. Either going to have to decide whether to press the ball a little bit and take away the service, they're going to have to drop deeper. What they're doing right now, no pressure on the ball and no depth, is killing them.
Withers launches one. That was right. Here's Devine. Kicked out by Foster. Ian, right now it just seems like Murray State being a little bit more aggressive than EKU.
Yeah, they are. They are there, and they're doing what they're kind of dictating the game now. And again, EKU is going to have to make a couple of decisions here tactically, because right now this is just easy. It's just like a training exercise. Ball into a striker, striker holds it up or knocks it off, and they're in. You got to affect that somehow.
Lofted to Withers. Withers, Watford at the top of the box. Julian clears it out.
One thing EKU is doing well there, they've got numbers around the top of the box. There's no space, but they can't be happy with the way they're defending. They can't be happy with the way the game's going. They're going to get tired here, chasing soon.
Devine to Ashton. It's out of play off of Ashton.
Middle midfield's wide open. You know, I think Murray's sitting with two holding midfield players and EKU's sitting with two, but it's kind of hard to find them right now. You know, they've got to show a little bit more discipline and understand the patience of just kind of sitting in the hole and picking up these balls, and then they enable their team to get a little bit of rhythm going.
First sub of the game for either team is for the Colonels. Here's Watford again, trying to play it up ahead to Withers, and Anna Hall again gets there. Watford down on the ground around midfield.
Okay, offside, went a little bit early there.
Kylie Thompson, by the way, the new player, freshman in from Danville, Kentucky. She did play in the semifinals.
I think he's actually brought the play back for a free kick to Murray State, a tackle a little bit after the ball. Fourth official got involved there. I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, they did take a couple minutes to go over that.
I think fourth officials indicating that was something a little bit late there. I didn't see it.
That's Howish with a kick, headed up by Bounds, and Anna Hall again swoops in to pick it up. Well, Coach Flory says Anna Hall, most competitive player on the team, has such high standards for herself. What a career she's had for EKU in her 4 years.
Yeah, she's playing wonderfully right now, and obviously without her in the goal, this could be a little bit out of sight already.
Watford comes up with it. Watford looking for Withers. Shafer with the defensive play for EKU.
Okay, Watford's just got to be a little bit better there. Withers is wide open, and she'll play that a yard either side of the defender she's in. The intent was great and the idea was good, but you just got to get it to her. She is wide open.
Good defense by Destiny White. White looking for Cuban, who takes a nasty fall.
Nice touch from White to Cuban there. Cuban to turn the corner. Just a foul. Good refereeing there. No need for anything else. Again, another set piece leaves it dangerous. Lot of pressure the EKU back fours under here. Bending but not breaking, right? They've broke. Listen, the goalkeeper stopped them from breaking more. Back four's been run around all day so far.
This is Ashton. Ashton lost it over the goal.
Yeah, waste obviously.
Both teams will send in a substitution.
Monica Rios coming on there for EKU. She had a terrific game the other day, actually really affected the game, so it'll be interesting if she can settle it down a little bit, establish a little bit of possession, get on the ball a little bit for EKU.
Rios coming in for Alyssa Julian. Rios, a redshirt sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. That time just miscommunication, and now the racers try to work quickly. Ashton in the corner with the cross. Another big spot coming up here from Murray State.
Should be very worrying to EKU, Graham, how easy Murray State's getting around the outside and around the back. The back four is a nice interception there, but it's just too easy. There's no resistance, and you've got some athletic players getting in. They've got to maybe make an adjustment. They've got to look at that a little bit. Well, it seems one pass, one ball, and they're going to goal, you know? Tremendous amount of pressure on their back players.
Another corner kick from Murray State. Racers over 100 corner kicks now on the season, second most in the OVC.
Oh my God!
This is Withers, skips one. And Anna Hall again will have a kick here for the EKU. Another sub again for the Colonels. Coach Flory bringing in a lot of new players here, with under 20 minutes left in this first half.
Both benches will be a factor for sure. That's not a good ball.
Dangerous. Almost got to it by Emma Heisey.
Yeah, Murray State set their own little trap, but she played right into it.
Here's Withers again. Foster calling for it. Can't get there. That was Corey Kane with a nice defensive play. Kane played ahead to Heckman. Heckman tries to make her move. Looking for Withers.
Nice ball in from Heckman. Good little cut back in. Withers got a little neck down, couldn't quite get enough on it. Yeah, Murray State being pretty direct, getting the ball into dangerous areas, and obviously very effective right now. Graham, sometimes everybody gets caught up in playing pretty beautiful little soccer. You know what kind of soccer you want to play? The one that wins. And that's what coaches have to figure out. Your job is to win. These players want to win, and your job as a coach is to give them the best chance to do that. I love people to say, yeah, we like possession. Like, yeah, I like scoring better.
Especially on Championship Sunday. Look at this for Watford, and Anna Hall again punches it away.
What a great save. That might be the best of all of them, I think. Great ball in from Ashton. Watford with a terrific header. That is a great save. And again, she's made some great saves already. I believe that's the best of all of them. Ball headed into the ground. Couldn't do any better as a striker. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's going to take something special, I believe, to beat her from what we're seeing so far. She's putting on an exhibition. That really was a great save. No exaggeration.
Withers again will handle the corner kick. Puts air on this one, and Watford try to head it in again. And Anna Hall will kick it away here.
Yeah, Murray's knocking on the door, but they can't
really
get in.
Are.
They really are, but at the same point, first they got to be careful. They don't get frustrated. Just stick to what they're doing, because right now it's working. That's a fantastic save. You will not see a better save than that, I don't think, anywhere today or for a while. And we talked about the fatigue factor before the game. Murray looks, EKU looks a little bit fatigued, just look a little bit sluggish. Not quite at the races yet.
Aaron Torrance, a sophomore from Hudson, Ohio, back in for the Colonels. Here's Watford, a lot of room to the far side of the field. See what the Racers do here, and Anna Hall, that time a much easier play for her.
Really well done by Watford. Picked up the ball in that little hole there. Turned around, got to Ashton. Ashton cut inside, beat a defender. Just didn't quite strike it with enough purchase. Nice idea.
That ball was hammered by Anna Hall. On the near side here, this is Heckman. Trying to get past Werner. Watford. This is Ashton. Ashton for Watford again. Cleared out by Anna Hall. She just knocks it away.
Watford's taken over the game now for Murray. Picking up the ball again in that little area right in front of the backs. Just turning, clipping balls wide, getting a foot on the ball in the box. She's really dangerous right now.
Transfer from Sanford. She did have a goal against the Colonels in the regular season a month ago. Here's a good look here for EKU. This is Torrance. Torrance working against Devine. And Devine wins that battle. Rios to Shafer. A lot of action here in this first half in this championship game. Here's another good bit of action coming up here for Heisey. Heisey working against Shafer. They both fall down. That goes against Heisey.
Tell you what, Graham, all the Murray State fans wanted a penalty for handball. I think the referee made a brave decision there. I have to see the push again. It was definitely handball, and obviously the referee thinks she was pushed over there and ended up giving the free kick. From the other end of the field, there were people that really wanted a handball there.
There's Shafer. Shafer's been in the thick of things defensively in this first half for EKU. And another one against Murray State.
Silly foul by Lissy Wright. Frustrated because she didn't get the call from the referee. She went right back out and fouled, which again, there's absolutely no need to do because this is a dangerous situation.
So here's the freshman from Monroe, Ohio, Monroe High School, Katie Shafer, first team All-State selection. Played in every game this year for the Colonels. Looking for Foster. Foster could not quite hit that one. Izzy Heckman with a nice defensive play. Devine kicks it straight to Werner. Steigerwald charging in, makes the play for Murray State.
Good job by Steigerwald getting off the line there.
Rios looking ahead, looking for Foster. Fits it into Foster. Foster with the left foot, off the mark.
Decent effort by Foster, surrounded by a lot of players there. Well defended, tried to turn. First thing we've really seen out of her all day.
Another sub here for EKU. That's the player that the Colonels want to get involved, Foster.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now it's one-way traffic, and they've got to find a way to really halt this. The service that's getting through is way too easy, and that's kind of half the problem here. Again, in my opinion, they've got to make a conscious choice. We're either going to step up and press and stop the service, or we're going to have to drop deeper and stop the space to run into. Right now they're giving them both.
Here's Rios working hard for the Colonels, finds Foster. Stiggerwald scoops it up.
Better effort by EKU.
These past couple of minutes, it seems like the Colonel is starting to get more opportunities offensively.
Yeah, some fresh bodies, fresh legs, a little bit of impetus here.
Devine knocked down by Werner. See if the Colonels can cash in here.
Yeah, another dangerous situation again. Wind is definitely going to be a factor here. Last time we saw Stiggerwald misjudged the ball and kind of went right through us, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with this.
This is Monica Rios. Did not play last year due to an injury.
Got about 16 plays inside the 6, excuse me, Graham. 16 plays inside the 6-yard box, so no doubt where this is going to get hung up to.
A lot of air on this one. Over everybody.
Yeah, a little too deep and too much air in my opinion, and she's going to whip that thing in a little bit more. But again, that's why we do talk about the wind being an issue.
Here's another look at it. This is the part of the field where the wind is blowing that way, so the ball will carry a lot more.
Got to take the air out of that service and drive it in a little bit.
Withers working through traffic. Stiggerwald makes a late decision to charge in to make the play. She couldn't make up her mind if she wanted to go back or run forward to it.
She kind of came and went 3 times and decided to come, which I think Divine Hershuk was really excited about because she did not want to chase into the corner.
Stay with her, McKenna.
Trying to play it forward to Withers. Withers turns on the Jets, tries to get to it in the corner. Withers with the left foot to Heisey.
Go, go. Push up.
Under 7 minutes left in this first half. Story of this first half has been the goalkeeper for Eastern Kentucky, Anna Hall. She's been fantastic. Racers trying to win their 3rd OVC tournament title Eastern Kentucky playing in the championship game for the second year in a row. Did not go their way last year, and they're trying to claim their first tournament championship.
The changes that EKU have made have definitely had an impact on the game. Again, some fresh legs and a little bit more energy out of them lately in the last 10 minutes and kind of working their way back into it.
Over the head of Withers. Near side to Heckman.
Gotta be careful.
Heckman with the left foot.
I'd like to see that one again. Graham didn't really see the free kick. She had to be careful going into the box, but I thought she defended it very well. Maybe a little grab, maybe half a grab there just outside the box. I think the referee's probably having that ball didn't go in for not allowing advantage there. I didn't think there was much in that. I didn't see a free kick in it. There's a danger. There's a massive hole right around the 6-yard box if she just drops it in there.
Withers.
Too deep. Too deep. There's a big hole right in front of the near post 6-yard box. That, in my opinion, she just need to whip it into the hole.
Under 5 minutes remaining in this first half.
So what we have a packed house in now from both schools. A really good crowd, really good atmosphere. Well competed game.
A lot of fans for both of these teams, well represented. An all-Kentucky final here in Murray, Kentucky for the 2017 OVC Soccer Tournament Championship. There you see all the Racer faithful. This is Lankster. Lankster working against Werner.
A little better from EKU, a little patience. Make Murray chase the ball a little bit.
What's your biggest takeaway so far in this first half?
Biggest takeaway is 0-0. You know, it's EKU has dodged a lot of bullets, but Murray State have got to be careful. They don't get frustrated. The wind will be interesting in the second half because, again, the through balls won't be as effective with the wind blowing in their favor because the ball won't hold up. I think if I'm coaching Nick Flory at 0-0, I'm really happy. If I'm coaching Jeremy Groves, kind of happy what we've done, but I'm not happy we're not up by 2 or 3 goals. Interesting second half to see tactically what EKU does. I think Murray will just keep plugging away and looking to get one. But again, against the wind, with the wind, it actually may not go in Murray's favor.
Izzy has it taken away by Torrance. This is Rios. Tried to squeeze it into Foster. Rios stays with it. Plays it back to Werner. It's good defense by Heckman. Heisey plays it ahead to Withers. Can Withers take advantage?
He's going to cut back.
Withers with the right foot directly to Anna Hall.
That's why she's at her most dangerous, when she's able to bring the ball back to her right foot and strike. Good effort, keep a good positioning. Again, didn't get as much on the shot as she would like to, but a good opportunity.
One minute remaining in the first half.
Under a minute to go in this first half, a late sub here for Murray State, as Caroline Ashton will get a quick breather. Steigerwald with the kick here for the Racers. Angles it towards the near side, and that skips over the head of Heckman.
Heckman's been really impressive in both games. Just quietly goes about her job. Solid. Just quietly gets her job done. She's been very impressive to me.
Just a freshman too, Ian, from Powder Springs, Georgia.
Just kind of unnoticed, you know, just wins balls, gets in behinds, dangerous serve balls, does stuff.
Jess Philpott, a freshman from New Zealand, comes in for the first time for the Colonels with under 10 seconds left in the first half. That ball's out of play in the right corner, and that should do it after one half of play. No score between Murray State and Eastern Kentucky in the 2017 OVC Soccer Tournament Championship. Step aside, we'll be back with more right after this on the OVC Digital Network. Welcome back to Cutchin Field in Murray, Kentucky. Graham Doty and Ian Collins with you as we get set for the start of the second half between Murray State and Eastern Kentucky for the 2017 OVC Soccer Tournament Championship. So Ian, after one half of play, biggest takeaway is what?
I think EKU has got to be extremely happy at being going in at 0-0. Chance for the coaches to reevaluate a little bit what they're doing tactically and figure out a game plan for the second half. For Murray State, 9 shots, 3 or 4 really, really great opportunities, some fantastic goalkeeping. They just got to keep plugging away. And again, they've got to be careful here with the through balls. The wind's going to carry a little bit down with them, and everybody thinks that playing with the wind is always a great advantage. That's not necessarily true. I think the game's poised, and again, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Nick Flory does with his backs, whether he drops them deeper or pushes them higher. It'll be interesting to see if Jeremy Groves can get his players to just relax in front of goal and just finish one. They need the first goal. Murray State's got to get a goal here to settle their nerves and to bring EKU a little bit out. And at the same point, if EKU does get the first goal, they'll have something to hang on to.
Here you see the first half stats. Everything kind of favors Murray State after one half of play. When you look at these numbers, what's the biggest thing that jumps out?
Biggest thing that says EKU 0, Murray State 0. You know, the statistics, well, their statistics, they've got to both teams have got to put the first half behind them now and say, listen, this is a 45-minute season. Everything goes into these next 45 minutes, and we need a little bit of quality from one of the players or something special to happen here. I think it's evenly poised and for a great second half.
What do you expect to see in the second half?
I expect to see something a little different from EKU. They can't keep playing the way they're doing at the back and expect to hang on here. I like the fact that Monica Rios got a foot on the ball. I'd expect to see her play a little bit more because she really stabilized the game for them. On the Murray State front, you're going to look for Watford, who was great in the first half, to keep serving Withers and Kubin and see if they can get a goal. And again, as the wind picks up, it's going to be a different game for Anna Hall here. She's going to have to be careful about kicking and making sure she can relieve pressure.
We should be in store for a fantastic second half. Second ever time these two teams have met in tournament play. Murray State won back in 2009 at Morehead State. These two teams met in the regular season 1 month ago as we get set for the start of the second half in this All-Kentucky Championship matchup here in the OVC Soccer Tournament. Two teams 4.5 hours apart. But even though they're so far apart, that does not stop all these fans showing up here for both sides.
First 10 minutes pivotal for EKU not to give up anything. You know, if they can kind of slow the game down a little bit and build a little momentum, that's really going to work well for them. So you can see Murray going to come out firing on all cylinders and really push hard for this first goal.
Here's Divine looking for a Cuban. OVC Freshman of the Year. What a freshman year that Rebecca Cuban has had. She's from Illinois.
Hesher's been terrific in the first half at the back for Murray State, cleaned up a lot of things, got ahead on a lot of things.
Here's Withers. Withers, can she get there? Another diving stop by Anna Hall.
Good ball by Ashton. Withers actually brought her first touch back into the defender. It would have been better for her to let the ball go across the body maybe and take it down. Nice save, quite easy in the end for Hall, but another good opportunity for Withers. Ashton has delivered some great balls in the first half. That was another one. And again, a little too easy the way EKU gets carved open there.
Yeah, Ashton has been very involved. Here's another cross. Almost got it to Rebecca Cuban.
Heckman again, Graham, a real factor in the game. Really like the way she's played, really like what she brings to the table. Terrific ball, couldn't quite get on the end of it. But again, it's EKU off to a slow start. They're really going to have to wake up because sooner or later the keeper's not going to be able to keep them in the game.
This is eerily similar to how the first half started. Racers with a couple of good looks early. As you touch on, slow start for the Colonels out of the gates.
Foster's been relatively quiet in the first half too. It'll be interesting if EKU can bring her into the game a little bit more. But this is not what you want to do. You cannot play counter-attack balls in, they're going to get picked off, and then the three fastest players are going to get after it. Again, Foster's been relatively quiet on the... They've moved her over to the right side now. She started on the left side. Try to find a way to get her involved for EKU, which will be pivotal.
Turned into a wonderful Sunday afternoon here on Championship Sunday in Murray, Kentucky at Ketchen Field. This is a beautiful 72 by 114 Bermuda playing surface, home of Murray State soccer since 2000. Football team played here from 1924 to 1972. It's named after Carlisle Cutchin. Listen to this, Ian. He was the head coach for Murray State football, basketball, and baseball all at the same time.
Beautiful.
Could you imagine doing that?
No, I absolutely couldn't. No, it's amazing. Everything that's today here is right about college sports, Graham. Great atmosphere, great environment. We got fans with their dogs. We got people packed in from both schools. Really, really good to see. Really enjoyable event. Talked to a lot of people before the game, and just people really excited to be here.
Murray State is accustomed to this. Third year in a row they have hosted this tournament, and what a great job they do in hosting it. And we are right in the heart of campus as well. We got a bridge beyond the scoreboard here, library close by. We are right in the thick of things on the Murray State campus.
That's the ball. That is the ball that's going to spring her. What a great ball.
Can Withers get there? Withers, good defense by the Colonels, but Withers trying to stay with it. Withers working against Kemper.
Great ball by Corey Kane. Really well defended by Kemper. Excellent defending there. I'd like to see Withers just put her head down, make one move to the right, use her pace and go by her instead of cutting inside there. That is great defending. Really well done. But again, great ball from Kane. You could tell, I think they had a conversation at halftime. She didn't drive that ball. She just kind of faded into space to give Withers something to chase onto. But with Withers' pace there's no need to cut back. One move, go to the right and smash it home. I think the crowd woke up behind the goal too.
Especially these EKU fans to our right.
Yeah, we got a nice little, I think it must be the baseball team maybe, or another athletic group from Murray State sitting in a truck behind the goal there, giving Anna Hall, I'm sure, some words of encouragement.
Anna Hall will watch this one roll out of play. Anything you can do to get home field advantage.
Absolutely. Hey, you've earned it. You've earned it. It's good natured. There's nothing wrong with that. This is not golf. This is not tennis. This is soccer. There they are. Look, spirited. Good way to put it, right? When you're young.
Good word. And they are very close. They are about 8 feet away from her, maybe closer than that.
Yeah, this is a dangerous period of the game here for EKU. They're pending their own half, and it's one after the next after the next. Somebody's going to have an opportunity here.
That was Shafer to poke it out of there.
That win, this is where the win's. In fact, they're going to get penned in here unless they've got to figure out how to get out.
This is the part of the field where the wind is howling at the back of Murray State, crossed by Ashton, nobody home.
But you can see all the Murray State defenders are pushed up deep into their to the EKU half, and they just got to find a way. Foster's got to get a hold of the ball. It's going to be very hard for them to absorb this much pressure for this long. Offside on Watford.
Yeah, she cannot quite get there.
She's been very good. Watford's been really an impact in the game so far, and she's a player that'll never stop. Always working, always going 100%.
She had the goal yesterday in the semifinals to put Murray State into the championship game this afternoon. Another foul around midfield on EKU.
Little nudge in the back. That was a foul, well done by the referee. That's a foul too.
So back-to-back consecutive fouls against the Colonels.
If they decide to hang this up under the crossbar, it's going to be a difficult ball for a goalkeeper to judge. It needs a good service, but I'd be looking for a late far post run here. Wind will kind of carry it.
This is Kane. Ashton plays it back to Devine. This is Julian. Julian trying to play it ahead to Carroll. Carroll can't get there. Cleared out by Kane.
Kemper's played well. She's tidied up a lot of situations there for EKU. But again, they're off. It's wave after wave. Probably looking far post here. Nope, that's not going to do it for you.
One hopper to Hall.
Got to do better there. She's got time to really set her body and get it in the correct position to be able to get that far post where Withers is waiting. But again, the concern for EKU is they can't get out. They are locked in their own half. And I'm not sure how they're going to get out. It's going to take something special because right now they are penned or a mistake.
Foul against the Racers. Looked like that one went on Watford. Shafer will handle this kick for the Colonels. This is Walski calling for it.
Hesh, been terrific all day.
Withers in the corner. Can she get there?
Difference between the first and second half. We talked about in the first half that ball would have held up for her. Wind just kind of ran it out of bounds for her. Decent idea of the ball, but a little too straight. But again, nice idea by Hesh. It's been really good.
That's a good point. Now the Racers have that wind at their back. We'll see how they make that adjustment.
As you're playing a through ball now for Murray, you want to probably look to a diagonal ball on the ground if you can, or at least put an angle on it. Anything straight, the wind's just going to get a hold of and pull it right out.
Naomi Devine with good defense throughout this Sunday afternoon for the Racers. Devine, a first-team all-conference selection.
And again, it's given away first ball, and right again they're on the counter. The back, you know, when you're a defender, you get really upset with midfield players that give the ball away straight away. They're under a tremendous amount of pressure.
Here's Foster with a left foot. How close is that?
Hit the outside of the post. First action we've seen from Foster looked like it took a little deflection. Steigerwald was struggling to get there and looked like it caught the outside of the post. Encouraging sign for EKU there. Foster getting into the game. We saw the winner off a set piece on Friday with Kemper. This is something obviously we're looking to do again. Great
nice
take.
Play by Steigerwald.
Lovely take by Steigerwald. A lot of bodies in front of her. Really good hands there. I better get back because this is what's going to be trouble here. It's 2 against 2.
Devine taking it up majority of the way, trying to find Withers, and it's poked out of play by Werner.
And again, it's where EKU's got to leave a couple of players, just maybe sat in front in that big space there, because that went from a corner to them to, you know, right straight back up the other end. They can't afford to let that happen.
That was White with a shot. Easy play for Anna Hall.
Yeah, I think she actually just tried to nip it into the box there as a service and got a little bit too much on it. It was actually a good idea. She took the technique was good, just couldn't quite get it right.
Taken away by Shafer. Glides over to our right, and we'll have a kick coming up here for EKU.
Shafer did well defensively, but then turned around and gave it right back to Lissy Wright. And I could see Jeremy Groves screaming at Lissy Wright there. You can't clip a ball in the air, just a nice little roll ball on the ground. Got to understand the condition and just lay a little ball in there. But a bad giveaway from Shafer after a nice piece of defensive work.
Eastern Kentucky 2-6-1 all time in the tournament. Back-to-back years playing in the championship game. First time they've done that in school history. Murray State trying to claim their 3rd OVC championship. Last one was in 2015. This is Torrance off the mark.
She kind of got clipped from behind a little bit there by Hesh. Almost went down. And might have actually been a little bit too honest there, staying on her feet. Might have got a free kick if she'd have gone down. And lost her balance, and full credit to her.
Murray State all time in this tournament 9-10. What a job Jeremy Groves and his staff have done leading the Racers, along with Nick Flory. Nick Flory in only a 2nd season has gotten the Colonels right on the verge of making the NCAA tournament.
Again, they're just putting themselves under a little bit of pressure. They're looking for a little help there in midfield. Somebody will come short and take the ball from them. But they can't afford to bring pressure to themselves. There's enough coming without them burning on themselves. Referee had a little bit of advantage there. Graham brought it back for a free kick to EKU. Good refereeing. Did I just say that? Good refereeing? Okay, I just had to catch myself for a second there.
Would you ever tell a referee that during a game?
Oh, many times.
Good
Absolutely. Good job. Great job, ref. Can't wait to see you next time. You're the best, ref. Love you. No, it's good. Officiating's been good in the tournament. Really has. You know, the referees are letting them play and then calling up anything that should be a free kick. It's a good ball.
Long
It's a really
shot
good ball.
here.
Dangerous ball by Kemper. KU's kind of working their way back into it a little bit. They've withstood the first 15, 16 minutes of pressure, and they're kind of just finding their feet a little bit now.
Shafer again. Devine clears it out. Devine trying to get it to Cuban. This foul was all the way back towards the other end of the field.
I'm not real happy with that one, I got to be honest. It's a 1v1 foot race. Defender's going towards their own goal. To me, that's advantage. Just got to let that go there.
That was Carson Howish to Kane. Kane floats it to Cuban, the freshman.
I think she caught it and just dribbled with it. Referee missed that one. See, that's the jinx of the commentator, Graham. Great referee and everything's been good.
Well, I was just thinking.
Yeah, all of a sudden
I don't like
that one. I don't like that one. I'm fairly certain that was handball.
And another foul around midfield.
So what they've got to do now, instead of just driving the ball in the box, maybe pull someone wide, change the angle of service. The wind again is definitely an issue here, so you got to look to do something a little bit different. Better. Now go wide with it. There you go. Now they've changed the angle. Now they got to look to get the service off. And well defended.
That's Thompson with a nice defensive play. Huge collision there. Getting slow to get up. That I believe that's Corey Kane.
Lissy Wright, I believe, is down. Graham.
Yeah, that is right. All the way back to the goalkeeper Stickerwald, and Wright just collided full speed with the defender, and they just kind of banged shins together.
Yeah.
It cannot feel pleasant.
She left her feet and went into to tackle, and I think she just came out on the worst end of it. Hopefully nothing serious. I don't think it is.
Trading staff comes out for Murray State. They do stop the clock with 26 minutes left in the second half.
EKU got to be feeling good about the first 19 minutes of the second half. Really settled in after a bit of a slow start and getting on the game. I think she's fine. Just took a little bit of a bang there. Came off course. Two players going in strong.
Well, you touch on EKU. How much confidence does it give the team when your goalkeeper has been playing lights out like Anna Hall has?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, especially if you play in the back. You know, having a good goalkeeper behind you, very, very, very important. And certainly in a game like this where, you know what, it's going to come down to a goal, it's going to come down to something, your keeper's kept you in the game.
That's Allison Samish, a sophomore from Colliersville, Tennessee, that checks in for Wright. Wright appears to be okay as she makes a slow walk off the field. Here's Cuban. Cuban trying to take it all the way herself. Cuban knocked down again by Anna Hall, who pounces on top of it.
Nice run by Cuban. Got to do better on the final ball. Maybe looks to cut it back at a bit of an angle here. She turned the corner in a great position. She's got to slide that across the goal. Good positioning by the keeper.
That one squeezes through. Can Foster get there? Foster working against Devine. Devine's only plays to kick it out.
Foster looks like she's moving around a little bit all over the place. So again, there's something they talked about at halftime. It also looks like the backs, when Murray State has possession, looks like they're dropping a little bit deeper, so maybe addressing a couple of things we talked about.
Emma Heisey subs back in for Murray State. Monica Rios returns for EKU. Walski throws it in, looking for Foster. Foster tries long range and dangerous play there as Stiggerwald finally is able to get to it. But Ian, it looked like she stumbled momentarily.
Slipped. Yeah, she slipped. At a pivotal time, she slipped. She got away with it, but she slipped. Recovered well. Very, very dangerous moment there.
Out of play here at midfield, but that's one of the rare times we've seen Foster try one from long distance, and it almost worked. Nobody home for Cuban, so Anna Hole will get ready to kick it for EKU.
Young player, she'll learn as she gets a little bit more experience there. Try and get a corner there, try to go by somebody. Don't just settle for kicking it there. Put herself into a dangerous position. Now the final ball has to be a better quality.
Withers, middle of the field. Allison Werner working against White. White plays it back to Devine. Devine back to Withers, but headed out by Rios.
Much better from EKU, much better.
Rios looking ahead, finds Torrance. This is Walski, long run for Walski, fits it into Foster. Long left-footed shot and way off the mark.
Much better idea, nice ball slipped into feet there. Foster couldn't quite slip the defender, decent defending by Kane, but it's much better build-up. Kane just got a foot in at a crucial time there. Jeremy Groves rotating around his strikers a little bit. Watford got a couple-minute rest. Cuban's getting a couple-minute rest. Trying to keep things fresh, trying to find a goal from somewhere.
Yeah, Watford and Cuban out. There's that talent and depth that Jeremy Groves was talking about. Anytime you can sub two players like that, you kind of like your talent pool. There's a foul. Looked like it's on Watford who just checked back in.
Well defended. Watford tried to spin to the right. Defender got a very good starting position, got a foot in. Watford just kind of left a foot in a little bit.
Watford well rested with a cross, almost got it to Withers.
Lovely run by Watford. Good ball back, just couldn't quite get it exactly where she wanted it. Once she turned the corner, she was gone. Now just needs to relax and find a quality pass here. Anna Hall quite happy to see that thing zip out for a throw-in.
A lot of room here for Foster. Foster looking for bounds. Easy play for Stiggerwald.
Yeah, she's slowly coming into the game. Foster becoming a bit more of a factor, which is encouraging for EKU.
Here's Foster again. Foster for Torrance. Torrance hammers one over the goal.
Good effort. Again, more encouraging signs for EKU coming into the game.
Best look of the game for Torrance. Near side to Caroline Ashton. The junior plays it forward to Watford. Slips, regains her footing.
Good defending again. Good defending again. Kemper played very well. It's a difficult deal there. Watford's a tricky customer, and Kemper put a body in the correct position and ended up with a goal kick.
All right, Ian, here's one thing to keep an eye out. Harriet Withers out from Murray State. Rebecca Cuban back in.
I'd say she'll probably get 3-4 minutes, Graham, just enough to get a, and then Jeremy Groves looking for a final push last 15 minutes. Kind of give Cuban a breather. Watford got a breather. And you know what? These fresh legs are difficult.
Good defense by Rios. There's a foul.
Got to let him play there. She's got 15 yards of space in front of her. She's got clean possession. Bring the ball back 25 yards. Now they're going to have a hard time getting out. I'm not sure why you would blow the whistle there.
Going back to the substitution patterns, though, how long does it take you to figure out through the course of a season of how you want to handle your key players like that?
Well, I think each coach has got basically a rotation system. The way the college rules are, you can bring players in and out, and that's a conversation for a different day. But I think coaches become familiar. And the nice thing is for players too, they understand, hey, 10 minutes to go before halftime, I'm getting in, or 10 minutes to go before halftime, I'm coming out. And they get familiar with the situation. So each coach is different. Some coaches will play 11 players for a longer period of time, and again, you can tell Jeremy Groves is comfortable rotating the front three, giving them a 3-4 minute breather. What it does too, Graham, it makes it really hard for the defenders who don't get a breather. You're chasing fresh legs all the time. That's why Murray State scores a lot of goals towards the end of games. Defenders just get tired and lose their concentration. It is no fun chasing speed around the field. I've made that comment before.
You hinted at it. Do you like the substitution pattern at the professional level, or how it is in the NCAA level?
I'm very much a traditionalist. It's not, for me, in the personal opinion, it's no good. If you're playing wide midfield or you're playing backs, you just have fresh legs come at you all the time. At a pro level or where the subs, once you're out, players tend to rest and they tend to get their breath back together. But you can imagine playing at the back here for EKU. You've got Withers, Cuban, you've got all these players who take breathers and come back. You're like, seriously? You know, it ruins the rhythm of the game, and I don't think people understand that. It's no fun being a wide midfield player chasing 6 new wide midfield players. That's no good. You can never get on the ball. But again, personal opinion. I don't understand at the Division 1 level why they do it. Maybe Division 3, but Division 1, the highest level, it should be once you're out, you're out. That's it. Get to let the game get a little rhythm.
Steigerwald charges in to make the play. Launches it down the field. Sam East is back in for EKU, by the way, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. Near side, Walski calling for it. Walski, the sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina. Looking for Eastis, who just checked in. Devine working against her. This is Heisey, try to touch it to Watford. Good defense by Shafer. Shafer plays it forward. Long run for Steigerwald. Dangerous play there, but she does get to it.
Quickly off the line there. Steigerwald was a good ball. Steigerwald got off the line quickly and then just threw the ball out of bounds instead of just taking maybe a second or getting some quality out of it.
Touch on the fresh legs for Murray State. Looks like Coach Flory doing the same thing. 4 new subs in for the Colonels.
Campbell. "15 minutes, Graham, so now it's a big push from both teams." Again, I think EKU will be much more the happier side in the last 15 minutes. The game settled down. I talked about before, Murray needs to find someone to show a little composure in front of goal, but EKU has definitely clawed their way back into it. Offside. Linesman's got his flag up.
That was Heisey for Murray State. So under 15 left in the second half. Both teams getting ready to send in some more fresh faces. One of them for Murray State is Lizzie Wright. She went out earlier in the second half. Good to see Wright back on the field, or getting ready to come back on the field for the Racers. Walski wants it on the near side. Walski from long distance, headed out by Howish. So here is Harriet Withers back in, as you see the long shot by Walski. So Withers back in, along with Wright. Walski again, a lot of air on this one. Steigerwald backpedaling makes the play. She booms it down the field.
Oh, we'll play.
Header back to Anna Hall.
Well defended, really well defended, nicely done. Tricky ball in the air. Looked like trouble when it was first going. Again, they're looking to be Spring Withers on one through ball here. Looking to expose a 1v1 if they can get it. Same with Watford, same with Cuban. Still sticking to their guns, playing strict 3 up front.
There's another racer down on the field.
Yeah, she's having a tough day. She got clipped there.
Yeah, that's right again. It looks like she's coming out. You see she's got her right hamstring area taped pretty heavily.
Yeah, the first tackle she went in for, she got clipped. Yeah, I think it's a free kick. Yeah, she just got clipped there. Somebody left their foot in there as they went in for the ball. Like, very painful. Obviously, she's beat up. Dangerous ball here. If they can get an angle on it, need a far post runner. Wind will carry this in.
A lot of air.
There was the ball. Where's the far post runner? That's what they needed. You got to read that and understand the wind is going to get a little bit underneath that, so you need that far post runner coming in late there. Pull away.
Rios back in for EKU, coming in for Allison Werner.
Wind starting to whip around a little bit, Graham.
Yeah, this is the heaviest that the wind has blown all day. Yeah. Right now it's howling. And Anna Hall's kicking directly into the wind. Trying to play it forward, but unfortunately nobody home for the Colonels.
Yeah, could see she wanted Foster to get across there on the run, but she actually asked her a little bit too much to do there.
EKU player down, foul on Murray State. That's Haley Kemper, the redshirt junior from Crestwood, Kentucky. Shafer and Cuban. Withers comes up with it.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful at the back. Just be safe. For EKU, no mistakes. Withers and Cuban just kind of hawking around, waiting for something to pop out there.
So 10 minutes left in the second half. Does either team try to do anything differently, or
I don't
stay
think so.
with what you're doing?
I think you're kind of sticking with what you're doing right now. EKU definitely has had a better spell. Murray has not created a lot of chance, struggling with the wind here.
That was Heckman that took a fall. Murray State fans wanted a foul. They don't get one.
Just got to be very, very careful at the back for EKU on a lot of clearances and through balls, no mistakes. Keep Withers and Cuban locked up. And the other way, actually, EKU started to play the ball into feet, move it around, starting to create some possession. Now they've got to get something on the end of it. I think both coaches are okay with probably what they're doing now.
Here's Foster back in here for the Colonels. Foster skips one to Steigerwald.
Didn't quite catch it. Nice idea, create a little bit of space for herself. Couldn't quite get a hold of it. Both teams need to look to their big players here, find a winning goal. You know, one of the threat free from Murray State's got to create faster. Rios Summers got to create something here. It's where you dig deep, forget the tiredness, forget the fatigue, dig in and go find yourself a goal and win the game. Easier said than done.
That was Casey Eckley, the junior from Ohio, that threw it in. Played sparingly in the OVC tournament. Sliding play made by Steigerwald.
Yeah, Hesh wanted Steigerwald to come a little earlier. She got there eventually.
Near side to Devine. Has Ashton to her right, instead tries to find Withers. Withers around the top of the box. Withers trying to create room.
Never could really create the angle. Easy for the goalkeeper.
Anna Hall again with another nice play. Withers has been dangerously close a couple of times throughout this championship game for the Racers.
Kemper's been everywhere. Really well done. Got ahead in a lot of things, defending well.
Subs for both teams. Heisey in for Murray State. Bailey Bounds returns for the Colonels, along with Kylie Thompson. Ashton calling for it, receives it in the right corner. Working against Eckley. There's the cross, and Anna Hall with another nice play.
Nice build-up. Good build-up, and Ashton got in behind. Couldn't quite wrap her foot around it to bring it back. Easy for the keeper.
Thompson to Julian. Forward to Foster. Nice touch, but right to Devine. Devine sends it straight to Carroll. Little give and go back to Carroll. Carroll to Foster. Foster strikes it again. Not enough on that one. Picked up by Stickerwald.
Nice build-up again from EKU. 2 or 3 passes completed and combined, and Foster couldn't quite get enough on it.
Under 5 minutes left in the second half. EKU had an overtime semifinal matchup. No strangers to them. You know, Murray State will like to take care of business with under 5 minutes left, but what a fantastic championship game this has been between both of these teams.
Excellent game, excellent game. Murray State right now ruined the fact they couldn't finish their chances in the first half, but there's still a long way to go. Pace has dropped a little bit, so now fitness, fatigue, all those things are definitely a factor. This is where Withers is dangerous.
Withers again. Withers almost got it to Heisey. So close.
She'd have finished that, we'd have been going to Sizzler. A little bit high for her. Looked good. She'd have had to grow another 6 inches to get ahead on that, but decent build-up. But that's where Withers is dangerous, on the right side, where she can cut to the right or cut in. Not so dangerous straight down the middle.
Is that just more of a comfort level on
that
right side?
Yeah, you can just tell when she has the ball. She's very comfortable going to the right and very comfortable on the right side. You know, they used her a lot to cut inside. She's also she's just not that good down the middle. She's not good with her back to goal, and that's how she doesn't want to play. You've got to give her the chance to run at people.
Ashton falls down as she got tied up with Amy Carroll. That goes against Carroll.
There's no rush here. Take your time. There's plenty of time. Was a foul. Wrong with that. Just no rush. Plenty of time left.
This is Carson Howish, a sophomore from California.
You get some more people in the box. Got plenty of people on top of the box.
Floats this one. It's off of Ashton. Let's see how much time EKU would like to take here with 2.5 minutes to go. Here's Rios. Rios plays at 4, trying to look at or get it ahead of Foster. Foster back to Rios.
2v2 in the box if you can get it in. You're not going to get that one. You ain't getting that one anywhere, anyhow.
EKU fans wanted a handball on Devine.
Yeah.
That's out of play off of the Colonels, and now Devine will throw it in. Stakes are high here for both of these fan bases.
I'd say EKU's quite happy to go in now, 0-0.
I was going to ask you, do you think they'll be aggressive here or be content to go in overtime?
90 seconds. I think they'll be content to just kind of let the clock come down. If they can create one more opportunity before the end, that's great. Just don't want to give up any kind of counter or anything.
Headed out by Ashton. So now Eckley again will throw it in.
This is what you don't want to happen.
Withers takes it.
This is do not you want to happen, because she's going to run by everybody here.
Withers with that speed, cleared out by Sullivan.
So I'm saying about maybe being happy.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
That's when Coach Floyd kind of holds his breath a little bit with Withers on the break like that.
Really well defended. Excellent positioning. Once again. And we look for one more ball inside the box here. A little knockdown. There it is. One opportunity.
Here's Watford. Watford back to Withers. Withers trying to work her magic. Goes back to Watford.
Really well defended by EKU. 9 players around the ball.
Foster got banged up around midfield as the ball goes out of play with 15 seconds left.
I think safely saying right now, going overtime now. The toss will be interesting because I think both teams would want to take the win, you know. It'll be an interesting coin toss as it's golden goal.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So regulation can't do it in this championship matchup between Murray State and Eastern Kentucky. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll have overtime. Championship on the line when we return on the OVC Digital Network. Welcome back to Catch and Field. Graham Doty and Ian Collins, happy to have you with us as we head to overtime in the championship game between Murray State and Eastern Kentucky. And Ian, when you head into overtime like this, championship on the line, what's the biggest thing you want to tell your team?
Not to panic, don't do anything silly, and then you look at your big players, the players that have carried you with goals all year, and just say, find us one from somewhere. But again, to relax, it's potentially 20 more minutes, even though for those who aren't sure, it is golden goal, first goal wins. But again, both teams looking to their best players now, going, listen, just get it done for us. We'll score, put it in the back of the net, run off the field, let's celebrate.
Looking at the stats after the first and second half, everything favors Murray State. 14 shots compared to only 5 for EKU. More corner kicks from Murray State, 4-3. Colonels do have more fouls, 15-8. But Ian, what jumps out is Anna Hall, the fantastic EKU goalkeeper, has 11 saves. Yes. 11.
She's really been fantastic. 2 or 3 of those saves, including the one from the header. I'll talk about that for a long time. She's done really well. The second thing that jumps out is the statistics in the second half are pretty much even. You know, first half they were very much slanted in Murray State's favour. Now, we've got the wind as a factor again, Graham, 2-10s. If I'm Murray State, I'm pressing hard for the winner here. They got the wind in their favour. You know, at home, it's like, go win the game for us right now.
Yeah, you were touching on that in between the break there as we got ready for the start of overtime. The wind has definitely picked up even more from when this game first started, and it does favor Murray State. Again, whoever scores here will win the OVC Tournament Championship and go on to the NCAA Tournament. This is Werner against White, and Werner falls down. Watford slips and stumbles. This is Rios.
Trouble.
Top of the box for Torrance. Offline.
Good pressure by EKU. Sloppy giveaway by Watford in the middle of midfield there. Again, create an opportunity. Every one of these set pieces could potentially be the game winner. So we'll see if EKU's got anything special they've worked on all week, or maybe something they haven't shown before.
Yeah, now's the time to do that.
Now's the time to bring it in. If you got something that's up your sleeve, great idea to get it out.
A lot of air on this one. Fourth corner kick for EKU. Finds its way back to Werner. Puts some air underneath it and over the head of Stickerwald.
Good little confidence builder though for EKU. Again, that's both teams not wanting. You can't give the ball away in the middle of midfield now. Got to be careful. Just be clever. And again, for Murray, they're going to have to look for Withers, Kubin, Watford. Somebody needs to do something. And of course, you can't play scared. Don't be scared of. Just keep playing the way you're playing.
Right now, the start of this overtime, the Colonels have been the more aggressive ones. The win against their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, they've really worked hard to get back into the game. Defended well.
Here's Destiny White. Gets it to Withers. Withers, can she get to it? She does. Withers just misses it.
What a fantastic clearance. What an unbelievable recovery there by the defender. Brilliant. Great run by Withers. Went around the keeper. I don't know where she came from, the defender. So I thought that was it. Wow. What a empty net. Look at the recovery here. Net's wide open. Wide open. What a recovery. That's brilliant. That's effort.
Saves the game. Here's the fifth corner kick for Withers. The header punched out, and then Watford with the goal. Murray State wins the 2017 OVC Soccer Tournament Championship.
Came down to a set piece, Graham. Good delivery from Withers. I think it was Devine headed the ball on the bar, and that was Withers to tidy it up. No chance for the goalkeeper whatsoever. Came down to a set piece. Feel very badly for EKU. I've been in this position, both ends winning and losing, and you know what, let's have a look. Devine header. There's Watford to tidy it up. No chance. Lovely finish.
How big has Watford been in these two games in this tournament for Murray State? She has scored both goals in this tournament for Murray State. What a run for the Racers.
Fantastic. Fantastic. When you're at the top, everybody wants to knock you off, you know. When you get to the top, it's very hard to stay there. Credit, I thought there were some exceptional individual performances on both sides. Again, be really remiss unless we talk about Anna Hall. That game would have been done before halftime without her. And we talk about one of your big players needs to show up. Big player just showed up and finished the game. But credit to both teams, credit to the whole league. What a fantastic tournament, Graham.
We will step aside. We will come back to Catch and Field and wrap this one up. Murray State wins 1-0. Back right after this on the OVC Digital Network. Welcome back to Murray, Kentucky. Murray State Racers celebrating winning their third OVC Soccer Tournament Championship, their first since 2015, and head coach Jeremy Grove just received a Gatorade bath. Congratulations to him. So the Racers going back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2015. Third appearance in the NCAA tournament for Murray State. Congratulations to the Racers.
Yeah, started the game very well, but their regular season record over the last 3 years is phenomenal. And all credit to their staff, all credit to their players, all credit to everybody that stuck with the program. Hats off to EKU too. What a run. Fantastic game. And again, this is everything that's right with college soccer. Beautiful day, great game, good sportsmanship. And again, unfortunately, someone has to win, someone has to lose. I say, Graham, I've been both on both ends of what it feels like today, and I feel for the EKU players and staff. At the same time, I'm very happy, obviously, for the Murray State players and staff, and we wish them the best of luck in the NCAA tournament where they could do some damage.
Yeah, you touch on Eastern Kentucky. The second year in a row that the Colonels have played in the championship game and have lost in heartbreaking fashion, 1-0. What do you think the Colonels need to do to get over that hump?
I think they were right there. You know, a couple of things go a different way, but you know, Coach Nick Flory's building a really good program. You don't do it a day, and the nice thing is, you know, when you do it 1 year, people call you a fluke. When you do it year after year and you're steady all the time, then you're building a really solid program. And again, I understand the disappointment they have in their huddle, and they'll take a couple of weeks to regroup, and they'll say, listen, let's get after it again. And for Murray, they've got the nice thing of waiting for the draw tomorrow, seeing where they're playing out of a high RPI. They should get a decent draw, and I think if they get the right draw, they have a chance to really do some damage in the NCAA tournament.
So once again, final score, Murray State knocks off Eastern Kentucky to claim their third OVC Tournament Championship, 1-0. And as you touch on, Ian, it's now wait-and-see mode for Murray State to find out where they will play next in the NCAA Tournament. So for Ian Collins and the rest of our crew, thanks for watching. I'm Graham Doty. You have called all this action on the OVC Digital Network.